Okay, welcome back from the break. You're watching the Morning Rush on Metro Television with me, Desmond Okrekuda, as you can call me the Starboy, Desfadian. Well, so Ghana's unemployment rate is around 12%, and for underemployed, it's about 50%. So, Charlie, that's a lot of people who are not getting work to do or who are underemployed. That is another bit of the whole conversation. Now, for the youth of this country, we get to hear a lot of, backlash from the older folks in present times. I don't know for back in the days because, well, I wasn't there, but in present times, get to hear a lot of things like the youth are lazy, the youth want things easy done for them, the youth do not like to work, they want soft life, and all of those things. And this weekend, a conversation like that came up on social media. A lot of people were not happy about that. So we had to get into the details. And so we've assembled a number of some great minds, youth, who are joining me here on set, so we get to talk about this particular conversation. So let me begin with the lady closest to me, Jennifer Ambole. She is an entrepreneur and a journalist, and a very, very good friend. Jennifer, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Hope you're well.
I'm well.
Good to see you. You're ready to fire? Okay, anyway, let me just move on to Sandra Baker. They say the ladies first, so let me just speak to Sandra Baker. Sandra, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Desi.
You're an events planner?
Yep.
Oh, business is going well?
Mm-hmm.
You're making money?
Small.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Okay, all right, so Sandra Baker, therefore, also we've got NSAC, who is a tech expert. NS, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Desi.
Yeah, they say the youth is lazy.
Do you think so?
I want to hear from you. I'll keep my thoughts to myself.
Sure.
And let me wrap up with Jeremiah Quason. He's an entrepreneur. For the other things, there are lots. So when we're closing it, I'll say all of that. Jerry, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Desi. Hope you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. Then let me start with you. You have the microphone now. When you hear some of these things, what comes to your mind? Do you think that it is the truth that the youth are shying away from? Or you think it's just hasty generalization of the whole situation?
Well, I would say...
Yeah, I would appreciate if you... Yeah,
okay.
Great.
I would say that it's the atmosphere that the youth find themselves in this country. First of all, what policies have government outlined to help young entrepreneurs in this country, apart from presidential pitches and then all that? What's the follow-up that is being done on these young entrepreneurs who receive funding from NEIP, from the president's office to run their businesses, And at the end of the day, young people here in this country turn out to be very lazy, in the sense that when they don't meet their expectations that you give to them, like good salary and all that, they turn out to do things waywardly. Because if you're an entrepreneur or if you are working with someone, you need to understand the environment that you find yourself in, and also you need to make sure that everything that you are doing is systematic. Okay. So I think that the Ghanaian youth is very lazy when it comes to work. Yeah. They are very lazy because I used to work with Kempon, and you would wake up at 3:30, go to his water factory, that's the Ice Gold, and go and work. But some people are still in bed by this time, and they keep telling you sleep is for the weak. I mean, so big man, we need to up our game as young people. We need to stand up and work harder, because our generations that are coming up are picking a different vibe. That is going to affect us in the near future.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting thoughts from you. Sandra, you left school recently, right? And as you got into final year, were you really thinking about what you'll be doing after school? I mean, per conversations you've had with some of the people who have completed before you, some would say, "Charlie, like we don't have anything to do." All of those things. Was it a worry for you?
Yeah, I got so much from my seniors because I get in touch with some of them and ask them how is the industry like. But for me, I wasn't so focused about getting work because I'm already working. Even right from school, I was an event planner doing small events here and there. I sell for my mom at her shop. I do my own business. I sell shower gels, imported shower gels. I do deliveries, go and come. So I'm already busy before completing. So even if I complete and what I completed for doesn't give me work, I mean, I have a work doing. But as he said the Ghanaian youths are lazy. I don't agree with him. I don't agree with him. I'm not lazy. And I have a lot of friends who are not lazy as well because we are all working. Most of my friends are working right from school. My juniors, my colleagues, business on campus, and we are making small earnings. Some even pay their school fees from that. So if you say the Ghanaian youth is lazy, I mean, it's 20% out of 80%. I mean, 80% of us are trying. We are doing our best. Maybe the 20. But I don't agree with him. The Ghanaian youth is not lazy.
Okay, so we've got some opposing views there. Ernest, you are shaking your head, whilst they're making their inputs there. Why, you see, people make statements based on experiences, right? So maybe someone's experience with a couple of people that maybe she employed, maybe people that he worked with in a company, he may be coming to work early, trying to do things right. Other folks will like, Charlie, nah, make you do how go you down, then just move on. And then the conclusion will be that, the Ghanaian youth is lazy. Other people make the arguments that when we step out of the country, we are amongst the highest working, people in other countries. Ernest, what do you have to say?
See, I support Sandra, but I won't support Jeremiah. No, because let's look at the factors.
Okay.
Why are we saying the Ghanaian youth is lazy or is not lazy? For me, there should be an enabling factor. If you're paying me well, if you are paying me well, so he's talking of Kempong. I wake up at probably 5 a.m. to come to your water factory to work for you. At the end of the month, I'm getting peanuts. You don't expect me to give my best. Because I know the kind of money you are getting. I know the kind of money you are raking out of my sweat. Kempong and his family, they're asleep. It is that...
But I don't want us to make this about his submission.
No. So I'm trying to generalize something here. So this isn't about Kempong. It's about all those people we are working for. You know, you're talking about when we go outside, we are one of the best. The money is there. And money is a motivation. The culture. It isn't the culture.
Okay.
Like Sandra said, we all started working when we were in school. You know the country you are in. The president is not going to bring out policy that's going to benefit you. You know what people have done. Like, how many people get out of school every year? How many nurses have been employed? So let's say if I'm a nurse, and then in my final year, I'm waiting for the government to employ me. My dear, I'm making a fuss out of myself. You will die. So first off, you need to know what are the motivating factors. If I'm coming to work for you, if I'm waking up as early as 5, as 4, and then I'm getting peanuts out of my sweat, then I won't be able to give my best. And last time I was reading something, someone said that 80% of the Ghanaian youth is lazy, which is not true. Give me the money and I'll put in my best. Let me see the money. It is the money. Money. Thank you.
Okay, if you could pass on the microphone to Jennifer, but of course, let me remind you that you can also share with us your thoughts. 0553 00 0035, 0553 00 0035. Very interesting, opinions from my guests here in the studio. Jennifer, you're not happy about this statement that
I'm not happy at all.
Some of your folks do not like. I mean, and truthfully, let's not move away from it. There are people like ourselves who would say that, me, I don't go feel where I give somebody their own business to, somebody give me some dough. Or they'll use other means, for the guys, will use other means to defraud, to do all of those things. But they'll say it's working smart, though. Jennifer, your thoughts?
We have few of that. We have few of that people, okay? I will not dispute the fact that some of us are lazy, okay? But we are in a country where we have limited job opportunities for the youth. Okay. And those who tend to venture into entrepreneurship, it's very difficult. We are in a country where we lack conducive economic environment. See, high tax rates, high inflation, high utility bills. Look at all these factors. Even those who are willing to work, the needed support is not there. these business owners who go out there, speak and say all sorts of things about the youth, they are not even willing to invest. Here in Ghana, it's who you know. You understand? Without protocol, you go nowhere. And it's not supposed to be that. It's supposed to be flexible. I mean, they should be willing to support the youth, invest in them. So I do not agree with those out there saying that. And I mean, my brother here also saying the youth are lazy now. I don't agree with you.
So what do you think really would be the antidote to all of this? What can we do for this notion to be swept away? That Charlie, we are not like that, or like as you say.
I think we are not saying we are relying solely on government, but I mean, private business owners, government as well, should be ready to give us the needed support.
Okay.
You understand? And we are not saying that it's really difficult. I mean, things are really difficult, all right. But we are trying. See, go to the market. You see this young youth carrying heavy loads. I mean, we are all trying to get something for the living, like to be able to live life for. And even see those, when you go to Galamsey sites, most of the people, they are young people. You understand?
Engaging in illegality.
Yes. I mean, there are no options. That's why we are on the streets. We have limited resources. So if they are willing to support, invest in us, I mean, we'll do well. When you go to other countries, we are making the country proud.
Okay. All right, Jeremiah.
Jesse, please. I want to make it clear to her. Okay. That government is doing its possible best.
Okay.
To invest in youth projects, and you can all bear witness. National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program is there.
How many people?
A lot of people get funding to do their businesses.
You got funding from them?
I don't need funding from the government.
You don't need.
I don't need funding, but
okay, let him make his point. Let him make his point.
The point I'm trying to make here is Jennifer is trying to say government is not coming up with enough policies to help the youth, and I'm trying to let her know that government has come out with so many policies. The 1D, 1F, for instance, if you go in and you make inquiries, you would get to know that there's support in for businesses. You know, and you talking about taxes and all that. Madam, taxes help develop the country, all right? So you don't expect a businessman to work and make profit and not pay taxes. Once you're making profit, government has the mandate to take that money to develop the country. That's how come we have the roads and all that. And with Galamsey, there are some policies that the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources have come up with. That's the National Alternative Livelihood Program for these mining communities. So you need to get those policies. You need to understand government policies before you come out to say that government is not supporting, government is not doing this. The government has created an environment, an entrepreneurial environment that is going to help the youth to strive in businesses. But here lies the case, are the youth ready for business? Please, do you get what I'm saying? Are you ready for business? You are not ready. If indeed you are ready for business, you wouldn't sit down idle, or you wouldn't blame government, or you would not blame your business owner or investors. If you have strict investors like I do, you wouldn't sleep in the midnight. And Desi would bear me witness. I don't sleep.
Okay.
Because all the time you have to think. So please.
Okay.
There are policies and atmosphere that is out there to help entrepreneurs.
Okay. Jerry, you make some very interesting points. And that is to talk about the fact that the conducive environment that we're talking about high interest rates. So for younger people who've got bigger plans, they want to get money and do their projects. If they say they're going for loans in the bank, it's going to be the same as everybody, right? When you come out, the whole system, we're talking about, even generally, you have big investors who come into the country and a whole lot of things, in quotes, put them off. So for a younger person like yourself who is trying to, okay, I'm not going to work for anybody, I want to do things my way, and then I'm looking for money or do this project in a certain way, but the environment, things are inflation is high, you want to buy this, buy that, you cannot do that, and then you're not even getting your profit back. I mean, are we not really taking our eyes off all of those pertinent issues and rather saying that the environment, of course, the environment can be created, but if it's not beneficial for the people it's been created for, then what's the use of it, Jerry?
Desi, you know, your first statement is similar to what she was just saying. You know, like I'm saying, businesses have been given opportunities in this country, and genuine businesses would tell you that even some companies have been given tax incentives. Yes,
but that's not for the youth.
Because no, if you're a young person and you are working, previously when the government came to office, they introduced this 5 years tax-free for young entrepreneurs. How many youth applied for it? No, Desi, how many youth applied for it? Just a few.
For that, I cannot tell.
Just a few. And you are talking about interest rates and all that. I mean, interest rate, the bank is expecting to give you money because they are using someone's money or savings to give it to you.
Okay.
So in return, they are looking for their profit on the rate margin that they are giving into you. So if you don't work hard, you'll not be able. Why is it that some people go in for loans and are able to pay on time, and others go in for loans and are not able to pay and it becomes debt? Because there's no discipline.
Okay.
We need to be disciplined with our businesses.
Okay, very interesting there. I've got some messages coming through. I'll get to them in a bit, but I see Ernest wants to talk about this. Do you think that the expectation for the Ghanaian youth in our current circumstances is what's the word? There's too much expected of us, even in this space that we find ourselves in.
So, Jerry, I'm still coming back to you. Now, thank God we are all educated here. I don't know the percentage of educated Ghanaian youth in the country, but you are privy to an information that you have because of your education. Now, you are talking of all the policies that government has rolled out. How many of the Ghanaian youth know about them? And trust me, those people that have applied for those loans or whatever are one way or the other connected to somebody in government. That is no lie. Now, I don't know about any loan given to me by an MP or anyone. You are the one telling me here. Maybe you have received it, probably because of where you are coming from. But for Sandra, for myself, for Jennifer, we haven't. Can we all be entrepreneurs? No. Not all of us can get the startup capital to open businesses. Thank God Sandra is doing something. Probably because, well, she had a little money somewhere. And first off, you need to gather enough money in order to start. You don't tell me that I just wake up one day and then go to the bank and then say I want a loan. The number of requirements, the number of things they're looking for, you will fright out. Like, you wouldn't want to even take the loan. In this situation, no. You go in for a loan and you think you can pay. Just because you are able to pay your loan, you think the Ghanaian youth is lazy. No, wake up at 4, at 5, and you see the number of people working their ass out. Forgive the language.
Yeah. I was just going to get to that, but anyways, we can move
in
on.
order to get something, mind you, they have families that are dependent on them. Now, this is the situation we find ourselves in the country. When you get to age 30, unlike Western countries where parents are making it for themselves, here in Africa, we are looking at you because we took care of you to go to school. Your siblings, exactly. All these people are dependent on you. They are all depending on you. And you think that I'm going to get some money to go and start a business. We all can be entrepreneurs. Like, let's be truthful. Thank God you do have that information. Thank God you are where you are. But that doesn't mean that the ordinary Ghanaian is lazy. We have never ever been lazy. One, I will still come back. It is because of the motivating factor. Employ me. When you employ me, give me what is expected of me. Now, I have worked with somebody and they wouldn't want you to move on because the moment you upgrade, of course, you can't work for them. And they need you to be at their beck and call. So they won't allow you to move on. Even when it comes to positions, like let's be truthful.
Okay.
So it doesn't mean that we are sitting here probably because of where we are coming from.
Yeah.
Can we get the ordinary Ghanaian to come? How many of us will meet Nana Aba Namwa and say, "Oh, we've met our savior, and so our lives are changed"? It doesn't mean we are lazy. We are doing everything possible to make sure. Once you are in school, once you've acquired the knowledge, of course, that is one thing that you need to get. That is like a step above something. But you also need the money. You need the money. I can't just come out of school and then I put out a building and then employ people. Then I call myself an entrepreneur. I need the money to start it. And if government is going to give me, is government going to bring down the interest rate just as you said? No. Fine. If government is going to do so, have you ever heard the government? And every morning we are listening to people from two opposing parties fighting each other. They've never spoken about the Ghanaian youth. Like, tell me, in the...
Okay, so
in the past week.
Let us finish, and then
so in the past week,
Sandra
let's just use the past week as an example.
Okay.
Which television station or radio station did you hear any MP or any panel member talk about policies being rolled out by the government for the youth? You know the information you have because of where you're coming from, probably because of your education, probably because of the people you are linked to. Me, I don't have anyone. Sandra, do you?
No.
Okay. So I mean, just before just before we go on, and yet again, let me just say that I don't want this to be about. I mean, it's Jerry's thoughts. They are his opinions, and maybe, like I said, people make conclusions based on experiences that they have, right? Sandra, you are part of a generation that say that we are woke. We don't want the soft life. You understand? And so when employers, as Jerry says, and it happens when you have employers getting people to work for them, and there's a certain expectation of them, and then you find a lot of people, when it's time for meetings, they are late. When it's time for deadline, they are not getting to them. They are not making the deadlines. And so when people make such conclusions, they have a stance.
Okay.
They have a point.
Okay, Desmond. I don't want it to be like I'm asking you a question.
Oh, you ask me. Yeah.
Okay, I'm asking you a question. Here lies the case. You come to work.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be paid 2,000 at the end of the month. At the end of the month, and you are paid 1,000. You calculate what you eat, your transport, and the 1,000 will not even be enough for even 2 weeks.
Okay.
And you are supposed to come to work at 4 a.m. I mean, Desmond, let's be real.
But you knew it before you got into the work. But
that's not the agreement we signed for. We signed for 2,000. So why pay me 1,000 when I'm now in the job market? Why should you pay me 1,000?
You think employers are not doing the right thing?
They're not doing the right thing. And also about what Jerry said. He's like, there are incentives and other things for youth to start up their own business. Desmond, how many youth are educated and know about this policy? I'm hearing it from the first time. I'm being real. Wow. I'm hearing it for the first time. And even if it's true, some of us, we can't take the risks of being entrepreneurs. I'm being real with you. Some people don't have that heart. They can't do it. They can't. They want to work for somebody. They can't do it. Me, I took a bold step and started, and it's working for me. But how many of us can start? How many of the youth out there can start?
Okay.
Some of them don't even they can't even sit down and take book and pen and say, I'm joining a plan for maybe this business, this is what I want to do. If somebody wants to sell ice cream, you just tell the person, give me a rough estimate, and I try. The person cannot tell you.
So that is one thing that people stand on to say that's a point.
Yes.
For those who make such statements that people, because people will say that as youth we are not prepared. You cannot even write your CV. You cannot even articulate yourself when you get into an interview room. But all of those things.
Focusing on the educated Indian youth.
Yes.
Well, that is also another bit of it. That's also another bit of it.
As you said, you asked the question. You were like, we want this generation. We want the soft life. Desi, don't you want a soft life?
You need to work hard to get it.
You need to work hard to get it, but now they say work smart.
Yes, you need to work hard to get a soft life. But here lies the case. you're in the same level with someone like Despite Son. You want to be on the same level with Despite when it comes to something. Let's enter an office right now. Two of us, maybe me and maybe Despite Son. Let's enter UTV right now and go and look for something and see who do what.
I'm sure. I'm sure that. I'm sure that intelligence is not really about that. You see, there are people who cannot speak fluently like we are speaking here.
But they can do the work, right?
They can do the work, and you can see that they've got, wisdom to be able to get it done. Anyway,
it's who you know. Jennifer,
let me get your thoughts on this, and then we get on. So really, for you, the issue is about the environment not being conducive. Yeah. The money bit is not coming in to even motivate you further to die in quotes for your employer.
Yeah.
And so you don't want to do things anyhow because you're treated anyhow.
Yeah. And you know what? You were talking about government policies. I mean, I know some of them. I know about the Youth Start program, but these programs or these policies cannot absorb all the youths. I hope you know that. They cannot absorb all. They cannot absorb.
You make your point. Make your point.
I'm not expecting you to answer. Okay.
Okay.
They cannot absorb all the youth. See, even in this economic situation, some youths are excelling without government support, yet they take taxes from them. Okay, so maybe you got a good start. Maybe you had your protocols. I'm not saying I said maybe. You had your protocols somewhere. You can't come and sit here and say the youth are lazy. Some are lazy, but the way you are speaking, it's general. The youth are lazy. We are not lazy.
Okay, let me read.
Tell me that
let me read some of the messages here, and then we'll come and take some concluding remarks from all of you. Thank you very much for your messages. This one is from Kofi from Texas. Says that lazy. You first look for the meaning of lazy. As Jennifer Riley said, the environment isn't good for the youth. Many youth in Ghana have real good ideas, but the question is who supports these ideas? I tell you what, Facebook CEO has to drop out of school because an investor bought his ideas. Is he not among the richest people in the world? Can the gentleman at least name one or two of his friends who have fully benefited from 1D, 1F, sir? Sir, the Ghanaian youth ain't lazy. We just have bad governance and bad environment. Okay. Someone from Medina says, good morning. Very interesting submissions from your guests. I highly disagree with Jerry that the youth are lazy and that they are not ready for business. Okay, someone, thank you. This one says that the gentleman who just spoke things like a real African, his submissions are perfectly on point. Okay. Good morning, guys. Please, Jerry's poets are his poets, please. The gentleman in suit seems to be living on another planet, and for that matter, out of touch with reality. The rates at which banks give loans today are outrageous, which we all know government is behind. Private companies exploit the youth and pay meager salaries. And see, all these big jobs are owned by our very same MPs, ministers, family, and friends. He should know he's not working harder than the brothers and sisters on the streets carrying loads. Orlando from Banana Inn. Okay. Good morning, guys. Anyone who says the Ghanaian youth are lazy are really lazy as well. Oh, okay. Let me skip that part. How many banks will give a youth loan without collateral? The old pensioners are still asking government to extend their contracts. What happens to the graduates? Have anyone asked himself or herself if an average Ghanaian can raise at least 500 Ghana cedis legally in this economic crisis? Hey, that's a question. No. Don't let us politicize every topic we come about. The average pub attendant is paid 500 Ghana cedis. How much money can the youth save? Come on. Okay. Michael from Castle says, good morning, this one on the panel. The youth are not lazy. The system is not good. The same youth travel outside and make it big. I'm a graduate in teaching and making 700 Ghana cedis a month. Subtract my TNT and there's nothing left. Michael from Kaswa. The other one, I won't read it, Michael. Echo from Tadi says, oh, that's a long one. Ghanaian youth are not lazy. Why? One, we are trained by educational system designed by government, of which either apprenticeship or work isn't available for the program set out by the government itself. Two, I am part of the guys who were brought back by the government because of COVID-19 in China, and 99% of us are unemployed, both the PhD and master's holders. Hey. Chinese governments give the youth loans with zero interest and zero tax for 5 years, and this allows the youth to grow their businesses gradually without rush. Over 20,000 graduates from universities. How many get employed? How many get trained? And how many set their businesses? Okay, thank you very much, Echo. So I'll skip the first line. My husband had second-class upper and still no work. We have 3 kids. How can we raise money to start our own business? You didn't add your name. This one says Vera Ambole from Galilea, Kaswa. Please, the youth are not lazy. It's just that when we apply for the jobs, they are not willing to offer us the job. Okay, we've got a few minutes to wrap up. So I'm going to give everybody 30 seconds, I guess, to wrap up your thoughts and what do you think should be done.
So in a nutshell, just as everyone is saying, the Ghanaian youth isn't lazy. Now, this is to the government. Give us what we want. Give us that enabling environment. Give us interest rates at 0%. We will work.
Okay.
Simple. The Ghanaian youth isn't lazy.
Okay. Sandra?
Okay. The Ghanaian youth isn't lazy. I'll still say that not all of us can start up our own business. So I feel not only government, but other people with private companies and other things should also help the youth. Since they are saying the youth is lazy, they should make the work available. They'll say we are not lazy. Some of us are really willing to work out there. So they should just create the job opportunities. We will come, and if we come, they should pay us well.
Okay. Jerry, your final thoughts.
Thank you very much, Desi.
Yeah.
You know, she's talking about government work, blah, blah, blah. Youth Employment Agency is there recruiting people. So if you want to work, go there, and then work.
No, but that's the point. There's
community policing.
There's traffic lights.
Traffic, yes,
something like that.
Yes,
so all those things.
They all works, and they are being
afforestation.
Like yes, youth in afforestation. You see, and and you know, please, and you know another factor that we are forgetting is theft. You employ someone to come and work with you, and they start to steal.
Okay.
And a lot of the youth.
Okay.
A lot. You see, so please. So the point here is, the youth need to up their games. I have some female friends like Joanna Boate. She's very fantastic. She's doing so well. She's the construction.
Okay.
And look how this chop bar, you know. She's doing so well.
So she's doing well on her own.
Yes,
right?
she's doing so well. So the guy who said I should mention friends, I can give him about 10 lists, 10 names who have benefited from the 1D, 1F and all the government, you know. So please, let's not go there. Thank you.
Jennifer.
You can give 10 lists. How about me giving 20 lists of people who are not also, I mean...
It's your cup of tea.
Jennifer, make your point, so let's wrap up.
Okay, so again, I'll say, yes, we know there are some government policies, but they are not able to absorb all the youth. So they should be willing, not only government, I mean private business owners, they should be willing to invest in us, our ideas. You know, we are very industrious.
Okay.
So that's what I have to say. They should invest in.
All right. Very interesting submissions. Percy from Smithers says, no youth in this country is lazy. Contrary to what Sandra said, many of us have written better proposals to these folks that think we are lazy. And guess what? They will we'll think of it, and before you know it, they have stolen your business plan. Yeah. All right, so Percy from Smithers saying that. Well, I just think that, you know, when the environment is conducive, these days, you go on Facebook, you open one, you see that everybody has traveled, they are gone. And, you know, it's because I think that out there, the amount of work that you put in, you get the value for that because it's per hour and all of those things. But anyways, those are some of the thoughts from our youth here. Ernest AEC is a tech expert. Sandra Baker is an events planner. Jeremiah Quason is an entrepreneur, and you know, you'll find him out later. And of course, Jennifer Ambole is a journalist. Many thanks for joining us. All your messages, thank you for sending them in. I want to say a very big happy birthday to my brother for life, Joshua, Assistant Superintendent of Prisons, Joshua Apia. Today is your birthday. Happy birthday to you, brother. Big love to you always. From all of us, the boys, we say happy birthday to you. God richly bless you. Many thanks for watching the show. My name is Desifedi, the Starboy. Up next is Good Morning Ghana with Dr. Randy Abbey. Of course, I'll be back with GMG Trends. And of course, 3 p.m. entertainment review. Today, we're talking about social media influencing. We've got Kali J coming through and also Kobe. Do well to tune in at 3 p.m. with myself and the ladies. Big shouts to the production team led by Josiah Tope. Catch you tomorrow, 5:30 a.m. Bye-bye.